Madonna. All right. Well, now it is time for the catch-up on the hottest pop culture stories. It's 8:22, and we have Jordi Lippe, senior news reporter from Life and Style Weekly, here with us to run down what is hot in Hollywood. Thanks for joining us,
Thanks
Jordi.
for having me.
All right. Well, today marks a year since Kim Kardashian and Kris Humphries were married. They're still technically married.
Yep.
What is the latest on their divorce?
Can you believe that it's been 1 year?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I feel like it was yesterday we were watching the multi-million-dollar wedding.
I know.
Yeah.
And then 72 days later, they split. But it seems like there is no end in sight for this divorce. Their lawyers met on Wednesday, actually, and it seems like they're going to go to trial. Kris is not going to settle.
Good.
There's a trial date set for November 28th, and today, on the anniversary, 1 year, Mila, Kris Humphries' girlfriend after Kim, is being deposed. And it seems like in the meantime, they're trying to get Kanye deposed. They want Kris Jenner deposed. So there's no settlement in sight. And then, yes, sadly, it seems like Kris's parents are also getting divorced.
Oh.
And they might get split sooner than Kris and Kim.
So, Carolina, you just said good. Why do you say good that they're going to trial?
I really want Kris Humphries to get the justice that he deserves. I think around the circles, people have talked about how he believes it was a fraud. He thinks he was set up because they wanted to have a wedding for the cameras. And if that is...
They made money on the wedding.
They absolutely did. And if that is indeed how he feels, he has a right to take it to court. That's the only reason why I feel like he
Kim
should.
seems very adamant against that,
Right.
though. She says that she was in it for love. She made a mistake. She owned up to that mistake, so she figured, why not cut it clean sooner rather than dragging this out a long time? You forget, Khloe got married in only 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Bruce and Kris also got married after only knowing each other for a few months. So I don't think, those are her role models, so why couldn't it have worked? And I think, unfortunately, it just didn't.
Yeah.
And now she's found love, and she made a mistake, and she owned up to it. So I think dragging this out might not be the best thing for her.
Yeah, but then we'll have lots to talk about.
Of course.
Well,
It keeps the magazine
keeping it
going.
real,
I like the style.
Another relationship that kind of keeps going on. Rihanna opened up with Oprah in really a shocking interview. Were you surprised by her saying she actually still loves Chris Brown?
I was so surprised about how open she was about the whole situation. And yes, she said she still loved him. She said she forgave him. She said she actually felt protective over him when this whole incident happened. And obviously this is creating a lot of controversy because some people are very on side with Rihanna, others are not, and they're saying, how can you forgive someone who hurt you so badly? But she did admit that they were seeing each other. They saw each other in Saint-Tropez recently. So I think this is going to be an ongoing relationship that's just going to cause controversy for a while. And Rihanna actually owned up to that. She said, I know this is going to follow us forever, but she has to follow her heart.
She also said something in the interview that I thought was a really good thing for women to hear, is that she believes that Kris was her first love. But he's not her only love. That's
Very
something
true.
for women to remember. It's like sometimes you have that connection with somebody, but it doesn't mean that you need to be with that person for the rest of your life.
And she is so young.
Yeah, she is so young.
She has so much ahead of her, and she's gorgeous. But one thing that I did admire her for was saying that she did forgive him. In a sense, why hold on to that negativity? She said it brought her to a very dark place, and she didn't want to be in that dark place anymore. And the only way for her to be able to do that was to forgive him. So it released something for her, and it wasn't necessarily about him, but to bring her to a better place. And she seems like she is. Yeah, and she admitted that on the TV show as well.
Yeah, men are like buses. There's always going to be another one coming along.
John Elliott,
especially for Rihanna.
So now her movie Battleship did not make a lot of money, but let's talk about another movie, Sparkle.
Yeah,
made the top 5, but what do you make of the box office?
Well, it grossed $12 million over the weekend, which is really good, I think, for that film. It was supposed to be Jordan Sparks' big film, but obviously everybody was looking at Whitney Houston as her final film. And I thought the reviews of Whitney were fantastic. They said that it really echoed her real life, and it kind of was like an homage to what she is passing on to generations. Here she is, mentoring these young girls in this film, and offset, she's mentoring a young, star like Jordan Sparks, and she's passing along this talent to a new generation. It was, to me, was a perfect final curtain call for Whitney. And I don't know if you got the chance to see it, but she does sing in it, and it's just a beautiful reminder of how talented she was and how unfortunate the whole, situation ended up being.
Yeah.
Now, nice to hear her voice one last time.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Now, really quick, give me some updates on Katie and Surrey. My girl Surrey.
Oh, I love them. Well, Katie and Surrey are just living kind of a normal New York life. Katie took Surrey out to teach her how to ride a bike on the West Side Highway this weekend, and they went
right
for
on the West Side.
Yeah, right there, John.
Good
Right
Lord.
there. You could have been there to watch her.
If you're a star, you can do anything you want anywhere
stops everything.
Exactly. And it seems like there might be a little bit of a battle going on between Katie Holmes and Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is obviously taking Suri to Disneyland and letting her sleep in Cinderella's palace, and Katie's there teaching Suri to ride a bike on a West Side highway. So two very different lives.
I tell you what, though, when she gets older and looks back, you've got perspective, and she won't always, you know, as a 6-year-old, you kind of get hung up in, ooh, the most candy or the puppies or the trips or whatever.
Wow.
Well,
that's cool.
And one last one. Look at these shoes.
Oh, yeah.
These
Working it out.
What is it?
Thank
That is
you.
attractive shoes right there.
Well, I
if you wait 1 second, look. Oh,
Hey now.
yeah.
Competition on
I'm
the
so
couch.
happy I got a pedicure.
Jordi Lippe from Life and Style Weekly. Thank you for dropping by. We appreciate you being here. And coming up next, a hot new workout trend in workouts. I tried